Hey guys, there.
This is Glenda.
We are D&E Miniature and Board Games. So,
We played.
Hotshots. I've had my eye on this game since I heard about it last November. What was that, 2016? And been wanting to play it, It's basically a game that you are fighting forest fires. Now, these wildfires happen every year. California, Florida's had them, different states. So they went ahead and they made a game that you fight forest fires.
It's the reason why they made the game. This sounds sad though, but
Yeah.
okay.
So we played it tonight, and as normal, when we get done playing it, you guys know, we review it. So we review on a score of 1 to 5, 5 being excellent, 1 being horrible, 3 being average. We score on graphics and artwork, rulebook, components, replayability, and overall fun. So, Glenda, take graphics and artwork.
Graphics and artwork. It is a 4. It is beautiful. Their artwork, the fact that it's it's forest, so it's green, but whatever symbols, it stands out. So you need it in the game. It's not a big piece of a game, but all those little tiny symbols and what it represents, it's so not hard to find, and that makes it, like I said, it's a 4. It's good. It's really good.
I gave graphics and artwork a 4 as well. As Glenda said, the symbols stand out on the game pieces, so you can see them real well. Everything is colorful, but not to the point that you can't tell what game tile is what. I also want to go further and into the fire cards.
True.
The fire cards, you look at them and you know what they are. It's not small. It's not little print. It is well designed.
Identifiable from a distance.
So I gave graphics and artwork a 4.
You go first.
I gave rulebook a 5. This is probably one of the best rulebooks I have looked at in a while. It flows well, it's easy to understand, and when you do have to look something up, it's quick. A lot of stuff you don't have to, because on the actual character cards, it gives you the order of play and the dice results.
Correct.
So the only times you really kind of have to look something up is if you get a fire card that you're not really sure what the symbol means, or there's something on the actual game piece, the
tile.
Yeah, the map tile that you're maybe not sure of. But for the most part, that rule book was spot on. It was very easy to understand, very easy to play, and I read the rule book this afternoon, and I think I taught you the game in like 3 minutes.
Correct. You taught me the game, or you made me read the rule book too? Okay. Yeah. Like you said, it's really easy to understand. From setting up to how to play and what's on the tile, what's on the card. I guess the only time you're really gonna read the rule book is your first time, and glance here and there if you forgot what the symbol means. But after you play it, it's kind of like, oh, okay, I know that, those 2 steps, I know that.
Yeah.
It's kind of, they made it. I gave it a 4. I should have given it a 5, right? But I gave it a 4. I guess they made it so easy for you to remember it too. Because, like I said, the rulebook laid it out really good, very comprehensible, and then They use the symbols and everything that makes it so easy to remember. So you don't have to keep flipping on the rule book, which is probably that's why I should have given it a 5, because the rule book is there to help you play the game, and it's so inconvenient to keep flipping on the rule book.
And with this one, you really don't have to.
Exactly. So that is
because it's set
really
up so
great.
perfectly that there is no real flipping. Even though it's not really a large one. It's like 12 pages long. But it's there, and there. When you're in that stage, that's where it's at, and it's just perfectly lined up.
In a small game, you have seen rule books that you can't even understand. Okay, what's next?
Well,
where to go? I guess we really adore the rule book
I
of
think
this
Fireside
one.
did an excellent job with this rule book. I really do. Components. Okay, folks. So Hotshots is not a over-the-top, uber-expensive game. For the price tag on the game, the components are very good. I gave it a 4. The map tokens, they have a good waxy on it, so it's protected. They're going to stand up. You got standees, they're small, but you can tell who is who on the standee. The only real issue I had, and it's really a small one, was whatever they did when they packed it, or the cardstock itself, is all the cards have got like a warpage to them.
Yeah, it is warp.
That was the only real problem I had. I mean, even the fire tokens.
I know.
I mean, they stand out on the board. You can tell.
Plastic.
You can tell where the fire is on this game.
That alarms you. Okay, fire. Go over here. So you gave it a 4.
I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 4 as well. It's a great game. I love the dice, the die combination. What you used to put out.
Trying to get 4 hoses.
What will you use to put out the fire, which is already on the tile, and correct. And then like this, it's you pick it randomly. It's so nice. I like it. I like this one. I love this because from a distance you can see. Oh, okay, we need to go there. I guess it's really, really great. You're right about it's warp, and I thought it's just me.
That was one thing that this actually surprised me. Is that they made plastic tokens for the fire,
but not for the.
But like not for the characters or anything. They could have gone with cardboard tokens for the fire, but they didn't. They went that extra mile, and they gave us fire tokens
because the game is about.
I know.
Fire. I know. So I guess this is not really a big deal for me. Because
we've gotten used to standees.
Correct, and they're just there to mark your moves. It's a 4. It's really, really good.
What do you give on replayability?
I gave it a 5. I did. I base it on. Okay, this is an uber big game. It's not, but it's a small game. But for a small game, okay, you can set this up all different ways, and they have also their own setup that you can follow, and enough cards for where to put the fire and all these special things that you can get. So I gave it a 5, and plus the fact that you're rolling dice and you'll never know what you're gonna get, and this is really, really hard because it's combination dice, and it's really, on top of that, it's something that you can put in a box, play in over and over again, and I don't think you get tired. We played it
3 times.
4 times?
Yeah, 3-4 times.
It's still fun. So I mean, it's the replayability. I gave it max 5.
I gave replayability a 4. It has with the promo map tile, you get 20 tiles. You need 19 tiles to set up with. You flip them over on the scorch side, you lay them out, and you flip them over to see what the map looks like and see where everything's at. It is a 1 to 4 player game. There is some differences in the solo. I just haven't really looked at it because we normally don't play solo games. But you can play up to 4 players. The fire cards do add in because you never know what you're going to get out of it. One of the games we played, we actually won in 3 turns because we got the wind changed 3 times. And we just happened to be by the airstrip and we firebombed everything with the water tanker and the helicopter and took almost everything out in 3 turns. And one of the other games we were actually on. We scorched the 7th tile because it takes 8 tiles to lose.
So you can decide.
We
had
a scorched 7th tile and we barely won that game. You never know how long it's going to take because the randomness of the setup. There aren't a lot of tiles, and that's why I gave it a 4. If the game is to do well and they do an expansion with more tiles,
why can't you just be happy with what they make? You gotta
I'm not saying.
No,
I'm not saying with 19, basically 20 tiles, you use 19. It's got a high replayability, folks. I gave it a 4.
You always want an expansion. Just admit
expansions.
it. Okay, so we're on
fun.
Oh, I had fun. I gave it a 5. Fun.
Did you give it a 5?
Eric must not have given it a 5. Didn't you give it a 5?
I gave it a 5.
Oh, yay!
I thoroughly enjoy playing this game. It's teeth gritting at times trying to get
your combination.
The combination of dice to put fire out.
But that's what makes it fun.
But like I have the extra tile, which is the promo tile, which is the river. I have the lake. You can fail rolls based on having those tiles as long as you're next to those tiles. If you have another players to
next to you
figure in there, you can fail one roll. So, and you keep rolling as long as you don't fail, and you're trying to get this combination. And it's
still hard.
Oh my god, you just grit your teeth on it.
Correct.
But also the decision sometimes that we made to let a tile scorch because it just made sense.
Correct. And what direction we're going.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually, again, it's a small game, but you can have lots of fun.
I want to get
the hardness of this one.
I really want to get 4 players going on this
and find out how that.
I think there are ways a 4-player game could be harder, more than easy. I think because we were playing 2-player, and we were working so well together on what we were doing.
Direction.
But you get
4 players.
4 players in there. Sometimes you
these fire cards.
Yeah.
So it can be burning any which way.
And the first 2 games we didn't have the propane tank. But this last one we did, if that thing goes and it doesn't take much for it to go, every tile around it gets a fire.
Which is so realistic. And that's another thing about this too. The game, it's
there's a lot of realism to it. It's like you got one tile that if it gets a fire, it automatically scorches the grasslands.
Correct.
I don't even know.
Dry.
I really don't even understand why they put combination on that one. You can't save it. If it catches on fire, it's gone.
You can't even roll for it. But hey, the realistic side, it's just really, really good. I mean, very simple concept, and yet it's really, really good. Yep. There you go.
I love them, and I hate them.
The hoses are hard. I don't know. Maybe it's just heavy. I don't know, or light. I don't know.
But anyways, guys, Hotshots, Fireside Games. We gave it a 4.4. We really like this game.
And
really like
kids will love it. We enjoyed it.
It'd be easy to understand for kids too. I mean, this is an easy one. Not as was easy to understand, but it's not. It's not always easy to win.
Yeah, exactly.
We had, like I said, we had one game that in 3 turns we'd won.
But we like the challenge for
and we had one that
love it.
we just kept we were going and going and going. You never know where the fire is going to go, and that's what makes this really challenging.
Because it's so real. You put out the fire, behind
other
you
places.
there's another one. In front of you there's another one. Wind blows that way, there's another one.
I also like too. Fireside.
We can keep go on
Fireside
and on.
also did alternate layouts. They give you Yellowstone. They give you Grand Canyon, Yosemite, Grand Teton. Different parks, or you can just set it up however you want. There is so much you can do with this game.
Do this and shuffle it.
Pretty much.
Put it all together.
But anyways, guys, Hotshots, Fireside Games, 4.4.
Very good game.
As always, guys, support your local gaming. We support
Discover Games in Fayetteville, Georgia.
As always, guys, game on.
Game on.